Could you elaborate on and talk through a client story? I would not call it a story, but a journey. And in the last, you would have how you have worked, and if you can share a journey of a client which came to you, and then what you have done, and then if you can just elaborate on one of the journeys so that listeners and viewers can intimately understand the work you're doing and what kind of transformation you achieve through your work.
Yeah, thanks, Dev. Maybe try and be brief on a couple of clients to be clear on it.
Yeah.
We work with men with schizophrenia, and inevitably, often there is significant trauma early on in childhood life with people with psychosocial disabilities. And so we are working with somebody who's never successfully been able to work with therapists. They would start things, but it would fall apart. Then we take a slow approach, and I'm thinking of a particular client. We take a slow approach. We take months to build trust, because it's really that trust that they need and feel. And once they feel that trust, it takes quite a long time. And what I've found is that they're quite often, they're very resistant and unable to talk about the trauma and the things that have occurred for them that may be a result of the challenges that they're experiencing. So by taking them out into nature and doing an activity that they connect to, 40-year-old man, we've got to find something that he feels comfortable with and enjoys, and he doesn't feel belittled by it. And so I recall woodworking with one client, and we were just whittling some wood, he was making a frog for an uncle that he wanted to reconnect with.
Wow.
And so he was whittling this frog out of a bit of branch we collected. And I'd asked him many times in the past about his mother and his relationship with his mother, and he was unable to express it for months that we were working together. But just this one day, we were whittling this piece of wood, talking about his uncle. I didn't even ask about the mother. And all of a sudden, as he's whittling, it all just starts coming out. It just gives me goosebumps thinking about it. But he just starts letting all of the trauma, all of his experience, all of his history, everything he was holding on to and wouldn't share or release, it just came out like a pile of whittling on the floor. And at the end of that, it was just peaceful and calm. And he had this pile of shavings on the floor. He'd got his story out. And from there, that wasn't all of his solutions. It didn't solve anything. But from there, he was able to open up to further development, further experiences, because he'd started that first part of the process. If we weren't working in that way, in a way that he felt comfortable with somebody he felt comfortable with and really trusted, he would still be potentially locked up and it'd all be held in. So that's that sort of thing. Yeah, sometimes we're working with youth and they are stuck. Stuck is the word. They are quite resistant sometimes to go outside of the house, outside of the room, away from the Xboxes and things like that. And a big part of our role is just to get these young people out moving. And so we just go out in a way that feels good to them, and it might feel a bit weird at first because it's not on the device, but we are able to take young people out and do activities that are just natural to them. And very quickly, their natural tendencies to be young people just come alive, and they running and climbing trees and digging holes. Some of the clients we've worked with have never built a sandcastle, and so we can build a sandcastle or go for a swim or snorkeling, and these are things they've never experienced. And we develop that, and then there's, the benefits of that are in that it gives them courage and strength to do things that might be a little bit hard sometimes. There might be some fear. These practical things in a nature-based setting have a broad range of benefits.
Wow.
Yeah.